A man, 52 years old, had symptoms of excessively slow heart beating since childhood, with a heart rate of 40 beats per minute. He also had refractory diarrhea for several decades, with bowel movements 3 to 5 times daily, and received treatment for 10 years without effect. The patient also had hypertension of unknown cause. His blood pressure was 160 over 110 millimeters per mercury. He had been taking antihypertensive medications long-term, yet his blood pressure remained unstable. Current symptoms included shortness of breath, low and weak voice, reluctance to speak, fear of cold limbs, needing to cover himself with a quilt when sleeping at night, even in summer, marked fear of cold in winter with no sense of warmth, diarrhea after eating slightly cool foods, irregular heartbeat, dizziness, an appearance of physical robustness but actual lack of strength, and inability to perform physical labor. The tongue body was fat and enlarged, with teeth marks along the edges. The tongue coating resembled a thick layer of mud, was moist, appeared as if water were about to flow out, and was white in color. The pulse could only be felt with heavy pressure. It was slow and weak. The physician considered the patient to have insufficient thermal energy in the lower part of the body, and that herbs supplementing thermal energy were required. Shēn Tāng was used as the base formula.
Prepared aconite root, 附子, 30 grams, pre-decocted for 2 hours. Processed ginger, 泡姜, 30 grams. Honey fried licorice root, 炙甘草, 10 grams. Red ginseng, 红参, 10 grams. Cinnamon bark, 肉桂, 10 grams. Natto ginseng, 三七, 10 grams. This was the daily dosage. The herbs were combined into a decoction which was taken in 2 divided doses per day. The physician prescribed 3 days of medication. After taking the medicine for 1 day, the diarrhea worsened. The patient asked whether he should continue. The physician explained that this was thermal energy expelling internal cold, and that there was no need to stop the medicine. After completing 3 days of the medicine, the patient's mental state improved markedly. Physical strength returned, diarrhea was significantly reduced to 1 bowel movement daily, heart rate increased to 47 beats per minute, and blood pressure stabilized at 130 over 90 millimeters mercury. The physician prescribed another 3 days of medication. Third visit. The overall condition improved markedly. There was slight distension in the stomach, bowel movements were normal, and blood pressure was stable. The physician adjusted the prescription. Prepared aconite root, 附子, 50 grams, pre-decocted for 2 hours. Processed ginger, 泡姜, 30 grams. Dried ginger, 干姜, 30 grams. Galanga rhizome, 高良姜, 30 grams. Vilis amomum fruit, 虾仁, 30 grams. Honey fried licorice root, 炙甘草, 10 grams. Red ginseng, 红参, 10 grams. Cinnamon bark, 肉桂, 10 grams. Noto ginseng, 三七, 10 grams. The physician prescribed 3 days of medication. Fourth visit. Heart rate increased to 50 beats per minute. Overall condition improved further, and the patient requested to continue the medication. The physician modified the dosages of several herbs from the third visit prescription. Prepared aconite root, 附子, 75 grams, pre-decocted for 2 hours. Processed ginger, 泡姜, 50 grams. Dried ginger, 干姜, 50 grams. Galanga rhizome, 高良姜, 50 grams. Cinnamon bark, 肉桂, 20 grams. The dosages of the other herbs remained unchanged. After taking the medicine for more than 40 days in total, The heart rate increased to 57 to 62 beats per minute. Medication was stopped for observation. The therapeutic effects remained stable. Blood pressure stayed stable, and diarrhea no longer occurred even when eating cold noodles in summer. Final commentary. Excessively slow heart beating indicates insufficient thermal energy in the upper part. Chronic diarrhea indicates insufficient thermal energy in the middle part. Fear of cold and cold limbs indicate insufficient thermal energy in the lower part. The lower part is the foundation of the human body. Treatment focused on the lower part using Tāng. When thermal energy in the lower part becomes sufficient, thermal energy in the middle and upper parts also becomes sufficient. The cause of the patient's hypertension was also insufficient thermal energy. When thermal energy became sufficient, blood pressure naturally returned to normal. One must not be constrained by the view that hypertension necessarily represents excess heat and therefore avoid using Fu-Zi, merely following biomedical indicators. Notes. 1. Shēn si ni Tāng is the names of ancient classical herbal prescriptions.